morning, students. I'm sure you all are proud of the beautiful campus in which you are studying. But dear students, are you aware that the areas surrounding our college have a lot of historical antiquity? Today, I'm going to give you an insight of the history of Secunderabad cantonment, which surrounds us on three sides. As you all know, Hyderabad, the capital of Andhra Pradesh, was founded by Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, the fifth Sultan of the Qutub Shahi dynasty, and offers a fascinating panorama of the past with richly mixed cultural and historical tradition spanning over 400 years. However, it was the second Nizam of Hyderabad who was the first to sign the Treaty of Subsidiary Alliance with the East India Company in 1798. With that, he surrendered his sovereignty in exchange for security. Accordingly, the company sent 6 battalions and stationed them on the north side of the Hussain Sagar Lake in Hyderabad. Starting as a tented camp, it grew into a cluster of barracks. In 1800, he surrendered the territories won by him as war booty from Tipu Sultan in lieu of the annual cash payment for the maintenance of the subsidiary force. The import of consumer goods to the cantonment was exempted from custom duty, making trade and commerce more profitable here than in Hyderabad. Thus, a large number of business establishments came up in the area. In course of time, flourishing markets like the Regimental Bazaar and the General Bazaar came into being. In 1806, the new township was given the name of Secunderabad after the ruling Nizam, Sikandar Jah. There was a gradual growth of a civilian habitation as an appendix to the austere cantonment. Till 1858, the cantonment of Secunderabad consisted of barracks and huts extending to an area of about 5 square kilometers, with the artillery in the front on the left flank and the infantry on the right. There was a simmering discontent with the British presence in the area. The dissatisfaction with the English found its most violent but unsuccessful expression during the mutiny of 1857. The residency at Hyderabad was attacked by a mob which was repulsed. There were minor rebellions in other parts of the state as well. Taking into account all these factors, it was decided to provide some fortification for the protection of the cantonment. In 1858, the construction of an entrenchment at Trimilgiri was taken up. The entrenchment was a mud fort with the outer walls about 4 kilometers in circumference. A moat 7 feet in width surrounded the 17 feet high wall, which was completed in 1867 at Trimilgiri. It had 4 main gates named after the famous battles which the British had won in India. Drawbridges guarded by sentinels served the gates. Within this enclosure were the barracks, messes and the offices for one complete regiment. There were 2 barracks outside the entrenchment. In any emergency, the entire European population could be accommodated within the entrenchment. Today, hardly anyone can identify the picture of the entrenchment printed in the contemporary picture postcards as well as in the pictorial Hyderabad of 1929. The military hospital and the jail are located within the original perimeter of the entrenchment. The jail was built in 1854 like a cross with arms in the 4 cardinal directions. It has 40 cells in the first and 35 on the second floor. The gallows are in the central tower. To ensure that no one survived the hanging, the body fell through a rectangular opening on a spike 30 feet below. The spike has now been removed. The prison was named Windsor Castle, perhaps due to its resemblance to the British monarch's medieval castle. But a board at the entrance proclaims that London is 6,990 miles away. The prison was quite active during the Second World War. Since 1995, it has housed a battalion of the Territorial Army. Further north of Trimilgiri was Bolaram. The British Residency was located there. In addition, there was a British cavalry regiment and some distance away at Kokor, an Indian cavalry regiment. Tribulgeri and Bolaram thus constituted the military nucleus of the habitation. Alwal, close by, was a small village known for its temple built by Maharaja Chandulal, the Prime Minister of Hyderabad from 1822 to 1842. It gave rise to an annual jatra still in vogue. Bolaram is one of the major suburbs of Hyderabad. The encompassing area was mostly planned by the British during the time of the Nizams. It was, and even now is, a cantonment area and presently comes under the Secunderabad Cantonment Board. Geographically, a part of Bolaram is in Hyderabad district, while another is in the Rangareddy district. In the past, more than half of the area used to be agricultural, but the farms have been transformed into residential and commercial areas. Bolaram has a unique story about its name. It is said that when the British were laying out the railway track through this town, an officer asked a person what was the name of the place to set up a station there. The person was an ardent worshipper of Ram, and obviously he couldn't speak English. So he greeted the gentleman by saying Bolo Ram, which eventually became Bolaram and is also spelled as Bola Ram or Bola Ram. Thank you.